Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today's our topic is about the impact factor. Impact factor of a journal. What is actually the impact factor? First of all, we have the idea about the definition of that impact factor. The impact factor. What is actually the impact factor? It is a measured frequency of a journal article frequency which shows us how many times articles from a journal has been cited in a particular year, and it also gives a idea about the citations of the different articles that is published in the previous 2 years in that journal. The impact factor of a journal is a very important tool for the assessing the of a journal's impact on the scientific research field. Something that is hard to define by just one word. This is actually the impact factor. It is vital, innovative, difficult, mind blowing, and more all at once. Easily, and a lot of scientific information goes into scientific journals. With thousands of active journals and hundreds of the thousands, if not millions of papers and articles published yearly, it is quite easy to get lost if we don't have any idea about the impact factor. For this for this ambiguity or for this lost word, the word of beauty, the impact factor word is introduced. And this is where the impact factor comes in. It is one significant tool available that you can use to compare journals in a subject category, and it is more than important to find out more about it if you care about science, reading, and discovery. Let's do it in the easy way. By knowing about the impact factor of a journal, you should have the idea about that journal's impact on the world of science. What is actually the exactly the impact factor? What exactly the impact factor in a more simple explanation? Also known as journal impact factor, it is a measured frequency which shows us how many times articles from a journal has been cited in a particular year. This allows determining the rank and importance of that journal by calculating the number of citations of its articles have been cited. What about its history actually? While the idea itself was first mentioned all the way back in 1955, the impact factor started calculating from 1975 and were devised by the founder of the Institute of Scientific Information, Eugene Garfield. What is a good impact factor? How can we say that this journal has a good impact factor or a bad impact factor? What is actually the indicator of knowing about the impact factor of a journal? While it was created for the sole purpose of helping to select additional source journals by implementing a simple calculation. The impact factor of a journal is the number of citations received in that year of articles published in that journal during the two preceding years, divided by the total number of citable items published in that journal during the two preceding years. It is actually the definition of the impact factor. Impact factor of a journal is the number of citations received in that year of articles published in that journal during the two preceding years divided by the total number of citable items published in that journal during the two preceding years. During the two preceding years. The journal impact factor of a journal is the number of citations received in that year of articles published in that journal during the two preceding years divided by the total number of citable items published in that journal during the two preceding years. It is more than important to know what's a good impact factor. One might say just look at the numbers and the highest wins, but impact factor goes beyond it. Beyond that, and the numbers are not absolute. In most fields, the impact factor of 10 or greater is considered as an excellent score, while 3 is flagged as a good and the average score is less than 1. This is the rule of the thumb. However, the wild card to pay attention to this is that important that impact factor and comparing journals are most effective is in the same field. While knowing about the ideas of the impact factor of the journal, how it is more important, you should have the idea about the score that is made in that field. The impact factor is a subjective matter and has the most meaning only when comparing journals within similar fields. A good example is a journal in physics where a score of 2 is often considered as the excellent as compared to the greater than 10. So the field is very much important about to know about the indicator of the good impact factor value. If your field is the biological sciences, maybe the 10 impact factor is also not a high indicator factor of the high impact factor journals. But if we draw an chart about the journals of your field and you draw a chart of that journal's impact factor and their prevalence, you should have get the idea about that in the greater than 10 impact factor journals are less as compared the most of the journals are present in the low impact factor category that is equal to 1 or greater than 1. This means that by looking at its number, you immediately should have a sense of where it stands in the massive pool of the science journals. Let's also be mindful that different research areas have its own range of impact factor. Following is a useful table to show you the key journal impact factors by major research categories. By using this chart, you can quickly determine where a journal sits in the four classes: at the top, at the lower top, at the higher top, or at where. So this is your look about the different journals by which you can get the idea about which journal you should have choose for your research to be implemented. Does impact factor actually matters? It would to say that most tools were created with good attention. What matters is how a tool or an indicator is used. Is the impact factor an be all and end all metric to assess the influence of a scientific journal? Probably not. There is no secret that controversy surrounds the impact factor and constantly questions its true impact and value. Examples range from downright manipulation of publication numbers and self citation issues of the disciplinary differences. Because of the high reliance on impact factor as an indicator, the phenomena has created lots of wrong incentives for people to hack the metrics. We can't blame our member from reacting in a certain way when the performances of their jobs are being tied to a single metric such as the impact factor. That's why they uses the different means to get through this impact factor by the self citations. A lot of stake is on the table. So the number should be a matter of what role should impact factor play and how much importance should we place on it. Unfortunately, most of the time scientists and researchers are the ones that price a high premium over impact factor. Management issues are usually the source of controversies around the role of the impact factor in the scientific world and the publishing. Eventually, we will get ourselves into a debate of the role of the science, but few will argument that science should serve mankind and have practical value. In certain circumstances, the impact factor might be questionable and sometimes even vulnerable to their managers. But it does tell you something about the impact of a science journal. Today, managers use it to check whether they are on track or not. Librarians uses it to guide their purchase decisions. Researcher teams use this impact factor to maximize the impact and visibility of their research. Publishers use this impact factor for both marketing and competing analysis purposes. Because if the journal impact factor is high, the publishers uses this journal for because it is the big indicator of their marketing and also competitive analysis purposes. In the end, we say that the impact factor can't be ignored and all those metrics and calculations are there for a good reason. Is there a danger in the low impact factor journals? Yes, we have the idea about that. A question that might seem interestingly odd and cautious, but it is not the articles themselves that might be hazardous. But the nature of publishing and reputation of low impact factor journals that might hide high quality work under its writing. A number of cases are known throughout the history where articles were ignored because it was published in an unknown and obscure journals. And yet gained a lot of credit when the same work was published in high impact factor and well reading journals. So, there is a hazardous or danger when you are established or when you are publish your work in a low impact factor journal, because the readers of that journals are low, and the most of the group of the and the citation of your article is also reduced due to the low readers of that journal. That's why you not get the idea about the better result or the better understanding of your research by the research field. So this is a very important way tool that you should have idea about the impact factor of your journal, but also it gives you the opportunity to decide the different types of journals in which you can publish your work easily, because the impact factor is, if the impact factor is high, or if the impact factor is high impact factor, journal you have choose with the high impact factor, then your article have a good chance to be read it get a very good community of the readers, and it is the very much exclusive writing for the readers to get idea from this one. And if you publish your work, impact with other indicators is where we were going with our ultimate stride. It is very important to keep in mind that any journal impact factor or scienzo or scientometric indicator alone will not paint the full picture of a scientific journal. That is the reason why scholars review current metrics, come up with new ones, or improve them each year. The impact factor has been mostly criticized for being overly simple by looking at the total number of citations or publications. Therefore, other metrics are born, such as the high index, H index, to give a better grasp of the journals. The high index is defined as the maximum value of H, such that the given author or journal has published high impact factor, high papers that have each been cited at least H times. But H index is not the only other metric out there. There are also other factors to consider, such as self citation ratio, SJR, journal rank indicator, and source normalized impact factor per paper. And finally, depending on your role, you may also consider different aspects. For example, junior researchers may consider factors such as publication fees, acceptance rate, review speed, the review process, editorial support, etc. These are all the factors. You must have gone through these factors while establishing your best choice of journal. Now we are going towards the citation index. What is actually the citation index? What is actually mean by citation index? Citation is actually the role of the different references or the work of the others that is indexing into reference. Scientific indexing make links between books and the articles that were written by the others in at that topic. These older publications are cited in the new one articles forward for the better understanding of that. The better understanding of the research. Now we are going towards the citation index. Citation is actually the citation of the research work of the others in the related to your work. The previous research of previous work done on that topic is actually the citation. And the citation index is the number of cited work of your article in different articles. How many times your article is cited in other different articles is actually the citation index, which is very much important for the research field and for the research community, because if you have the high scientific citation index, you should have the better opportunity of your work to be read by the others and also to be cited by the others. And by this one, your self citation rate is increased by the this citation index when your high impact factor research is cited by the other ones. Uh, this is also of high index impact factor journals. In case of high HI, high impact factor journals, the high impact of your research, if your article is cited by more times in different articles, so then you have the high index of your research, and by this your citation index is also increases, and this improves your research in a very good manner. The new readers, the new ones, the newcomers in the scientific research must have the idea about the citations index and about the citations. If you clearly and concisely, if you clearly or concisely put attention on your citation index, on your citation of your work, and clearly you cited the different articles related to your research in your article, then the readers get the better idea about your own research also by knowing through the valuable research cited in your journal. So the must be the citations must be the never use more than 2 years before cited articles in your journal research. You must always use the articles which are recently published in that research field, because the recent articles have the more clear idea about your research topic as compared to the older ones. Older article or the older articles can be used for the methodology section, because you should give the idea about the method that is used in your research for knowing uh, when this method is established by the first one we established this method. So only the citation that is in the methodology section can be of the many years back, but but actually the citations that is used in your introduction or in your discussion is must to be recent ones, because in the recent articles the more concise or more precise or more logical study on that topic is to be done, and it gives the better lightment of your research to the readers. Also, the good options must be used as the citation in your article, because your citations are most important for the readers, because they not only go through your research but also they have go through your citations, that the which type of articles or which type of high impact factor journals if you use in your citation indexes, then you should have more readers as compared to the low impact factor journals if you have used in your research field. So the very much important this is also a very much important part of your research, that you must uses the high impact factor journals citations in your research. If you go through these research articles clearly and concisely, then you have also get the idea to write a better understanding of your research and your way to the towards the citation sites. Next is the importance of the journal's fee, journal review process, journal editorial manager. These all are the also the important factors that is very much important for the selection of a journal to publish your work. Because if the journal fee is very much high, then the newcomers are not be interested to show their ideas or show their research in that journal. Similarly, if the journal review process is so lengthy and it takes so much time, then the newcomers have no time for this review process, or it is a difficult review process, then this journal must be not be selected by the most of the researchers for their research to be published there. Similarly, the editorial managers are very much important about the success of any journal, because if the editorial manager is very friendly and very cooperative with the researchers, and it give full attention to their research and it give the ideas about the research fields, then the selection of that journal is increased by the readers. So you should have when you selected a journal, you should must have knows about how many issues or how many volumes of that journal is yearly published, and how many papers in each issue or in each volume is published in that journal. And also these journals impact factor, also you should have the idea about the different types of research. Not you not only go towards the scope of that journal, you must also have to be go through different types of articles that is published in that journal, because by these articles you should have a better idea about that your research is fit, your research is suitable to be published in that journal or not. So these are the factors by which you can easily find out a good journal with a good impact factor for your research to be published there. By knowing all these indexes, you should have the idea from where and in which journal and in which time you can publish your research to that journal. So this is a very important tool. Impact factor is actually a very important tool to access a journal and to access yourself from where and from which and in which journal you can publish your research. I hope so you have a better idea now about the impact factor of a journal. If you have any questions regarding the impact factor of that journal, impact factor of the different journals, you may ask me the different questions in the WhatsApp group, or you can approach me on my WhatsApp group on my email address, or you can write your questions in the comment section of the YouTube channel. Thank you so very much, students, about this topic. I hope so you have understand the idea about the impact factor of the journal. Thank you so very much, students. Allah Hafiz. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Today's our topic is about the scientific writing. Would you have idea about the scientific writing? Scientific writing is actually the writing something not in science. This is not the definition of the scientific writing. Scientific writing is a different than the writing in the some kind of the science. Scientific writing is not just writing about the science. It is the technical writing that scientists do to communicate their research to others. Our topic is scientific writing, and the scientific writing is not only the writing in science, it is actually the writing technical writing that scientists do to communicate their research with others. This is actually the technical writing that scientists use to communicate to communicate their research with the other ones. So this is very important writing in case of the scientific writing. Scientific writing is very important because in it you give the idea about your research to the other ones who not knows any idea or not even knows any benefit of your research. Scientific writing is predicted on the rigors of the scientific inquiry, so it must reflect the same precision as that demanded in the research process. Scientific communication demands precision, the precise use of words and the phrases. Also, the scientific communication demands with the precision, they also demands the clarity and the economy. This distinction is an important one because the writer is communicating highly technical information to others who might or might not be as knowledgeable. They may be from a different discipline. They are not knowledgeable as the writers because they may be from a different discipline and they may or may not be a native speaker of the language that is used in the scientific writing. Many journals have international audiences, so the precise communication helps prevent misunderstandings and the miscontext, mistranslations in this context. Communicating factors, figures, communicating different facts, figures, and methods used in research has to be precise and exact. The research question, hypotheses, methods, analyses, and conclusions must be started clearly and simply. What does it mean to write clearly and precisely? First, writers should focus on the words they use and their punctuation. Subtle differences in word choices or punctuation can have significantly different meanings. Here are I give you the some examples. In some fields, destabilized means not doesn't means the word destabilized doesn't means not stable. It means less stable. It means less stable as than before. So if you're writing destabilized, something is destabilized, it doesn't mean that it is not stable. It means it is less stable than the before it is stable, then it is less stable than the before. Similarly, if you give the idea about to writing something that is discovered in the previous year, and if you write that the sentence the isotopes which were discovered in 1853 are radioactive, readers may guess from that all isotopes were discovered in 1853 are the radioactive isotopes. But this is doesn't mean that. Actually, you should have to write that the isotopes that were discovered in 1853 are radioactive isotopes. So if you only writes that the isotopes which were discovered in 1853 are radioactive, then it means that all the isotopes that are discovered till today are radioactive. But you should have only give the idea about the readers that the radioisotopes which are discovered in 1853 are radioactive, not the all ones that are now even discovered are the radioactive. So your writing is very much important for the readers because it gives the idea about the actual concept of your writing, the actual finding of your writing. Also, the organization of your writing is critical. The organization of a paper is must be logical with rules for what goes into each section. Read papers from your particular discipline to understand the relevant rules. Briefly, your order of presentation should make the most sense to your readers. Order of your writing, scientific writing is very much important because it gives the idea or the sense to your readers. You should what you have want to communicate with others in your writing. Actually, this is what is commonly referred to a readability. If your reader has to work too hard to understand your meaning or your organization, you have a problem in your writing. In a method section, the description should be complete enough to enable someone else to repeat your work. So you must give the methodology most clear form in which you should give all the method of your research completely in a precise manner that the reader must have the idea, not only have the idea about your research methodology, but they should have go through this method so they can easily repeat your work when they are needed in their research. Also explain why each procedure was done, what variable were you measuring, and why you are measuring these variables. Remember, you are not writing to impress, you are writing to communicate. Actually, you should your scientific writing is the communication between the pupils about their research. So when you are writing, you are not remember of that, you are writing to impress the readers. You should have the idea, you should write in a way that to communicate your research to the others. Now we are going towards the strategies. What strategies can you use to write clearly and concisely? This is a point where scientific writing most noticeably resembles other types of writing. Logic and organization is not automatic. This is not an automatic way. It doesn't come naturally from your head to the paper. You need to step back and impose logic on your writing. You then need to crystallize it by always asking yourself this question: will this make sense to the reader? It doesn't matter if it makes sense to you, it must make sense to the reader. When you explain something to someone face to face, you have instant feedback. You can quickly tell if the person you are talking to understands what is what it is you are saying. They provide verbal or non-verbal feedback to you. You don't have that luxury with writing because you don't have this luxury with your writing. So you have only one chance. And of course, the first step in being logical is the creation of an outline. When you have writing some logical scientific writing, you should make the outlines of your work. First step of the logical writing is that the creation of an outline before you begin writing. Keep in mind, it is easy to create an outline. The difficult part is stepping back from it to make certain it is in a naturally logical order with coordinate and subordinate ideas. This is the step that takes the greater investment of time. And if you don't know this already, you should remember it. Every paragraph should have one topic sentence. not two or three. All sentences in a paragraph should support or elaborate upon what your topic sentence says you plan to discuss. You should be able to provide a rationale for why each sentence is placed where it is in each paragraph. All of your paragraphs around your section headings or subheadings, you should have a rationale for where each paragraph is placed. You must maintain a natural logic that is accessible to the readers. In general, good writers always use effective transitions between sections, paragraphs, sentences, and within sentences. Use strong verbs and concrete nouns. Don't start sentences with weak phrases like there are, in order of, in or, in order to determine instead of to determine. Always strive to make the implicit explicit. Just because you know what you mean to say does not mean your audience does. One other suggestion is that after you have written a section, step away from it for a day and return with a fresh eye. This will help you view your writing from the reader's perspectives. You always should write some short paragraphs and step down on it. Then in the next session, whatever this is the next day or the same day, then you give a eye on this writing and get the idea of your writing just like that of a reader's perception. You should have the idea now the reader give attention to this or not. Why it is important to write well? If you can't clearly, concisely, and logically communicate how you collected and analyzed your data, it doesn't matter how groundbreaking your research is. So, the well writing is most important for a well established method, the well established analysis of your data. So, this is very important part of the research actually because it gives the idea about the readers that your research is logical and your research is in the very good manner communicated to the others. Readers won't understand it and will justifiably question your results. However, if you can clearly explain your work, it will be understood by more pupils as compared to the previous ones. What resources are available to help with students writing? There are many great books on writing for academics. Many of the books are available on the internet, and you would have the idea by going to the website, by going towards the Google. You can have the idea about how to write a book or how to write a research article. Another great resource is the university's writing center. They are available to work with all students at the university level, including the students, and your supervisors may have the give you the idea about and they can help you while you're writing. You can also form a writing group with other students. Having someone else read and respond to your writing will help you catch places where the meaning is unclear. Also, revising and reviewing other people's work can sometimes make you even better at identifying mistakes in your own work. If you go through from the different other researchers writing scientific writings, then you have the better idea to write your own research paper or your own scientific writing. Because I know, give you the idea about that, the scientific writing is the logical writing in which you have give the logic towards your research, and you must write according to the set point of view of the logics about that topic. So you should have go through the different journals that is related to your research field. So while writing a research article or while writing a scientific research, you should have the idea about the different journals that is present in that sense, and you should elaborate the research work related to your research, and you have to read it out and point out the different points that is made in your research, and you should have to compare your logics with the logics of the other writers that is already published in different research journals. So this is very important to know you about what is your field of research, what is the topic of your outlines. If you have choose one topic to write about scientific writing, you should have idea about that. You have selected a topic, you have to write on the antioxidants. This is a very brief topic. You have many of the fields upon it to write on the antioxidants, because you only not only confined to one status, that antioxidants. If you have more concise your topic into the role of antioxidants in diseases, this is also not a short topic. This is also a very brief topic, because you have many of the diseases in which you can identify the role of the antioxidants. Then you should go towards the specific type of disease. If you go towards the specific type of disease, you should want to write the role of the antioxidants in diabetes, for example. Now you are more concise to your topic. You want to write on the role of antioxidants in diabetic patients in diabetes. What is their role of antioxidants to cure this diabetes? But now you are also have a greater senses. You can differentiate it into two different types, because it have two types: non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Then you should have many of the complications of diabetes, for example, retinopathy, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, and so on. Many of the complications related to the diabetes. So they can also be very much point of view. You now can more concise this topic to the role of the antioxidants in insulin dependent diabetes mellitus patients. इंसुलिन डिपेंडेंट डायबिटीज mellitus. ठीक है. So role of antioxidants in insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Now, first of all, you should give the idea about the insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. What is it? What is the different types of it, and what is the different treatments which is available for this insulin dependent diabetes mellitus? And then you should give the idea about different antioxidants which are used for the cure of the insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, and what is the actually the role of the different antioxidants in the insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. And you should clearly concise your work into different topics, into different headings, into different outlines. Then you comprise on these different headings and different outlines, and goes in inner side of this topic and give the idea about in the different paragraphs which I am telling you in the earliest lecture, that you should uses different types of verbs and different types of nouns, different logical way, in the different logical ways, give the idea or communicate the readers with the different type of the research about the role of the antioxidants in the insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Like that of it, in light of this, that if you're writing a review about this topic, then it is similar to the an essay writing. When you are the graduate students, you write the different essays on a topic and you outline different aspects of this topic, and then you elaborate these outlines the into clearly and logically. Then this become a beautiful essay on that topic. Similarly, in the scientific writing, you have to write an essay on that topic, and you should outline your work in a different manners, and you are to be elaborate these into the different ways. But scientific writing is not concise to the review review writing, the review article, but it is also concise of the compresses of the research article also. In research article, you should become more logical and more concise and precise, because as I give you the idea earliest in this lecture, that in case of the research article, you should give the idea clearly about the methodology that is you used in your research, and also give the idea about the different analysis or analyzing data which are used, different techniques which you are used in your research more clearly to the readers, because they can have the idea about to use these research findings, not only the research findings but also the methods that is used in this study. They can also be used these methods by only go through these articles, and they can have the idea about how they can use these instruments or these methods in their research by getting through the idea from your research methodology or from your research article. Also, the more logical presentation of your research give the logical view of your research to the readers. Because of that, they have the idea about that they can compare your research with the research of the others, and they find out that your research is more valuable, more reliable as compared to the others or not. So if you give the all the aspects of your research in your research article, then the students or the readers may getting the better idea about your research as compared to the other ones. You should write a scientific research article not only for the impact of your research, because your research may be published in a valuable journal when you concisely give your idea in your research. If you're writing a very good article, you should have the opportunity to publish this article in the high impact factor journals of your research field. So, so you should have much idea about your research field, about the research field related journals and the impact factor of that journals. And you should made your mind while writing a research article. So what is your need of the day? From where and from and in which journal you want to publish your research article. So according to that choices, you can make more concise to your writing, and you should write a very better, the most beautiful and the most better research article as compared to the others. If you have set your mind for the research innovations and for the research journals, so you have the better idea to how can you write your scientific research article. So this is all about the scientific writing. I hope so you have understand the idea about the scientific writing, and you go through the different strategies which are used for writing scientific research articles. So, if you have any questions regarding this structure, you may please approach me on my WhatsApp group, or you can write me in the comment section, and also you can approach me on my uh, email address. Thank you so very much, students. I hope so this lecture is very informative and supportive for the newcomers to write a scientific research articles. Thank you so very much. Allah.